Still sounding good there on the Game Gear. Isn't that right, Jay from Elzion?
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that audio quality. That's some primo Game Gear audio.
So
why is he pink?
Because the Game Gear and how colors work on it. Like, if you looked at that on a real Game Gear, he wouldn't look pink.
His sprite, like, when he was flying, he looked like an octopus with fists sticking out of him.
Yeah, a little bit.
And what the fuck was Robotnik just flying?
Little floaty egg thing that was all more steampunk than usual.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's, like, usually he's more sci-fi than steampunk.
Yeah.
Hey, so
this
is this just like a Game Gear version of 3?
No.
Okay, because, I just saw Knuckles.
So, you can play as Sonic, or you can play as Tails. Or you can play as Sonic, or you can play as Tails. Or you can play as da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, yeah, but Tails is really good.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do Tails.
I never had a problem with playing as Tails
you know what?
Games.
No, we're gonna play as Sonic for 1 second. By the way, this is the Sonic Gems collection we're recording this off of.
Yeah.
At 60 frames per second, so if you don't have Chrome, you should get Chrome so you can watch this in glorious 60 frames per second.
Woo!
I'm so happy. You have no idea how much that means to me.
Oh, I know. I remember, like, you freaking out. I was there. I saw it all happen. I was witness to that.
But the years of build-up of... But yeah, okay, so Sonic CD, it has that hold up, press jump thing that just is stupid. You run into an enemy and take damage.
Yeah, wait, say what?
Yeah, in Sonic CD, if you hold up and press jump, you do that runny thing where you're running instead of spinning.
That thing was horrible.
Okay, so 2 things. You can push down and jump immediately afterwards and spin dash in this. So this fixes that.
Generations.
And you can do that. And as you can see, I have sparklies.
That's...
So if I do that, it actually will,
Huh.
Yep.
That's... Wow. It fixed something that was broken about...
From a Genesis Sonic.
No, that was a CD Sonic.
Well, it's a Sega, it's a Mega CD.
Well, but we don't talk about those, Dan, because the Sega CD was garbage, right? That's what...
That is popular culture's belief, yes.
Okay.
Little do they, like, and I had a conversation with Bob where I explained this. Like, Bob was like, yeah, the reason why I'm not impressed by the Sega CD in the least is because, like, by the time I hit the PlayStation, it was like 99.
Right.
So the idea that these videos were at all cool is beyond me. Right. I'm like, Bob, the Sega CD was like 92, 93. It was really early 90s at very least.
Yeah.
That shit was incredible. You know? Like, fucking Super NES was out, and so was the Sega Genesis, but the Sega CD could fucking play videos and shit in full music, normal people music.
Right.
Madness.
I will say though something about the CD. It had Sewer Sharks.
It did. It had Sewer Shark. Yeah.
I mean, like seriously, like where would we be without that gem?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean,
we wouldn't be the same as a gaming culture. We'd be way worse for it. Yeah. Absolutely.
We really need to like let's play that or just riff that thing at some point.
I need to get really good at that game at some point because I never did.
Oh, okay.
It's hard. It's kind of a hard game, especially if you're trying to talk and stuff.
Yeah.
So another thing this fixes for main Sonic games. When you jump on a spring, you can't do anything, and if you fly into an enemy, you'll get hurt. Unless you hit jump, and then you spin!
What the fuck?
Triple trouble, motherfucker! It's good! First good Game Gear Sonic game, and it fixes multiple problems.
You sat me down to play a Game Gear Sonic title. History has proven to me that these are always terrible garbage, and I'm going to hate you by the end of this experience.
And yet, this one's so good.
I am bewildered by this. I'm not even like being
faking.
Like a character or anything.
No.
I'm not charactering anything like
because we put you through a lot of Game Gear Sonic games by now, and they were all pretty bad.
I've been through most of them. Like up until Sonic Month, the worst like 2D Sonic game I'd ever played, like sprite-based.
Sonic 4 Episode 1?
Well, I was gonna say sprite-based, and I was gonna say like Sonic CD.
Okay,
like that to me was just like I was like, oh, well, so this is where the bottom of the 2D Sonic barrel is.
Okay,
then Sonic Month happened.
Yep, you're welcome. So, a huge standard for me, whether or not I like how the art looks in a Sonic game, like Sonic back there looked a little weird. His legs were really long.
Yeah.
But Tails actually looks correct and adorable.
He looks fine. Looks great.
So that to me says this is a good Sonic game art-wise.
Yeah. Honestly, like,
which is why I hate Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't even fucking come out yet, and I hate Sonic Boom because they're like, oh, look, isn't Tails, like, kind of cool with his duct tape, and he's a mechanic, but he's, like, he's not just a boy genius. He's really owning it. Like, oh, yeah, I could do something to screw people. Fuck every Sonic game and Sonic thing that tries to make Tails cool.
Right.
Have I explained my manifesto?
I don't know if you explained it to me or if I heard you say it in another video.
Okay, well, I'm saying it again. In any case. Because I fucking love Tails, and I think this deserves to be said as many times as people who have it.
Okay.
Okay, so Tails is adorable.
Yeah.
Sonic's cool.
Yeah.
But, like, when you have the little brother thing going on...
Yeah, the little brother syndrome where he tries to be as cool.
tries to be as cool, and it comes off as cringe-inducing and lame.
Yeah.
And, Tails isn't that. Tails is confident in what he is. He's adorable, and he loves Sonic. But he's just like a cool boy genius sort of thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be the fastest thing alive. He's just a cool, yeah.
He's a fox who can fucking fly by spinning his tail. That's pretty fucking cool.
It is. So if you have 50 rings and you hit that, it causes these sparklies, you touch that, and this is the weird bonus stage for this.
Okay. But yeah, like I totally get what you're saying with Tails, and I never really viewed Tails in that light, and now that you put it in that context, I'm like, oh, that's a really interesting interpretation of Tails' character. One that I've never really come to the conclusion of, but yeah, that's totally legit.
The weird thing is all of that's internalized. Like, it took me until really recently to figure out why I hate them trying to make Tails cool so much.
Right. And, like, the thing with Tails' new design, honestly, the only thing I really hate is the athletic tape. Like, him, because I think, like, he has, like, goggles and, like, a satchel that he carries tools in.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, like, that seems cool to me, because, like, you know, he's a mechanic. That's his thing. And,
and the pilot, so the goggles make double sense, kind of.
Yeah, so, yeah, like, those two aesthetic things make sense. The fucking sports tape. I think everyone's made fun of that fucking sports tape on every character. The only character even remotely
That's Fang, by the way. Yeah, this is his introduction.
Okay. Which is weird.
And then he just pulls Knuckles.
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird, and it backfires immediately. Yeah. And then I get a Chaos Emerald.
Okay, so Fang.
Yeah.
He was in this. He was in Sonic Drift.
Drift, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Drift 2.
Drift 2. So he's not in Drift 1.
No.
Okay, so he's in this. He's in Drift, and then Sega just forgot he existed.
Like, I think so.
Because
I guess I could click a couple things real quick and check it out, but I'll at least beat this stage first.
Yeah, cause just that thing of like Sega, like Sonic games never fucking forget.
Yeah.
Like
They're fucking zombies. You can't put them down.
Yeah, cause like fucking Big the Cat is still in games.
Speaking of which, not too many people know about this. You know, Big the Cat is actually he's voice acted by Duke Nukem. Yeah. His voice is derpy as fuck, but he's Duke Nukem.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now I really want someone to dub over Big the Cat with Duke Nukem clips.
I'm sure someone on the internet has to have done that. So 1 second, I'm looking up Fang just to see if we can find any more appearances for him.
All right.
Okay. Nack the Weasel, as he was called in Japan, and Fang the Sniper, as he's called in America.
Okay.
Triple Trouble debut. Yep, he's a treasure hunter in search of the Chaos Emeralds. He just wants to sell them for profit. That makes sense. He appears in Sonic Drift 2, Sonic the Fighters, and he was supposed to be in Sonic Extreme as a boss character, but that game got canceled. He also makes a cameo, apparently, in Sonic Generations on a Wanted poster.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, just to show him on a Wanted poster. Is he
the poster reads, Wanted, Fang, a.k.a. Nack. Huh?
Huh, that's interesting that, But, like, you know, I guess, is he supposed to be an actual villain character, which is why he isn't part of Sonic's friends?
Yeah, he's supposed to occupy the same sort of space that Knuckles did originally, like, not where Knuckles eventually landed.
Yeah. Like, was Knuckles
But, hey, check this out.
Well... Shit! This is so much better than Sky Patrol!
Clearly. Like, God, Sky Patrol.
Like, give him a gun! Make this a shoot 'em up, damn it!
Just fucking fucking just making Shadow the Hedgehog, it'll be better because he's not Shadow the Hedgehog.
I've never hated Shadow.
I don't think he's a good character to add to the roster is my whole thing. I'm not saying I hate him.
Right.
I'm just saying he brings nothing to the table.
I liked his story in Adventure 2. Like, his whole... Because he was basically Mewtwo. His story was basically that of Mewtwo from Pokemon the first movie.
Right,
and that's cool to me.
But that's the thing. It was basically Mewtwo from Pokemon the movie. It, like, didn't...
Well, didn't that come first? Or didn't, Yeah, that had to have been before.
No.
No fucking way.
The Sonic Adventure 2 came out in 2001 I think.
Oh, no.
Maybe 2000. Maybe 2000.
Because Pokemon...
But either way, it's not an originality thing. It's like...
Yeah.
Like he's a fucking... Okay, he's Sonic, but he has that backstory.
Right.
That's the whole, like,
well, I mean, his personality is completely different, too.
Well, yeah. Okay, tell me, what is Shadow the Hedgehog's personality?
He's Vegeta. His personality is basically just he's a grumpy prick.
Well, he didn't have 50 rings. Wah, wah.
Yeah, his personality just pretty much just comes off as he's a moody, angsty prick, so he's Vegeta. He's Vegeta, but a hedgehog with Mewtwo's backstory.
So he's Sonic plus Linkin Park.
Yes.
Which is why he hasn't aged well at all. And why
Sonic has aged well.
And by 2005, everyone was over fucking Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay, here's the thing. I hear this all the time. People are like, oh, Sonic was so 90s, he didn't age well. Fuck you. The shit he didn't. He didn't age well in your mind. Sonic did fucking great. His appeal is still working because there are 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds everywhere who still think he's cool despite the fact his games are shit. He works. He aged just fine. In your mind he did it because you're not 13 again. Yeah, I know. Very astute points.
I'm just thinking. I'm like, but I watch a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, great. Okay. Point is, like, I've run into way too many teenagers who haven't been alive for a good Sonic game, who love Sonic. Tons.
True.
And it's because he's really appealing. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Fuck the man.
I'm trying to remember like that fucking dog from Itchy and Scratchy, the one that Homer voiced. For like one episode, because like he pretty much gets compared to Sonic gets compared to him a lot, and
really,
I forgot,
so that whole boss was built around the mechanic unique to this game, where if I bounce off springs and hit jump, I turn into a ball.
Yeah,
so the game teaches you that immediately.
But you know the dog I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah,
the glasses.
Poochie.
Poochie, yes. Fucking Poochie. What the hell? Wow, and then everything went to hell. Everything.
Yeah. Knuckles burns everything to the ground.
Wow, he's a lot better at that than Fang is.
Yeah, he is.
This Fang just kind of lit his own ass up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, okay, so Poochie is like 90s extreme, sure. But, okay, when you go and play Sonic Colors, right?
Yeah.
Sonic isn't sitting there saying like, whoa, radical, bodacious. He's not he's not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Right.
He's sitting there kind of having the same snarky attitude. He's sarcastic, and he likes speed. He's got, like, genuine attitude, not just in the way of, like...
Yeah. Okay, I guess I can see that. It's just...
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good design, but I'm saying it isn't... Like, people are sitting here, like, people constantly sit there and say, well, Sonic hasn't aged well. It's like, no, he has. He's aged just fine. He's aged more well than you and I want him to have. Is the fact, like, because we sit there and think, well, that only made sense in the 90s when, but then it's like, wait, no, I'm just old.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna concede this argument because I think you got a pretty good point there.
You called me old and I don't want to talk about it, so.
Oh, I know I'm old. I'm the oldest fucking member of our friends group. If only by like 3 years, well, unless we're counting like your brother and all of them.
Like, okay, excluding my brother, right?
And
I think the other Jason might be older. I don't know.
Okay.
I think you're both, like, about the same age.
Okay.
And you're both the Sonic fans. Or at least Sonic gamers who own a good chunk of... How many Sonic games do you own?
Let's see, I own all the classic ones.
You own 1 CD, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Didn't know you own Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, I mean, I own a version of it.
Oh, like on the Sonic Ultimate Collection, or?
I own the DS one, and then I think I also own...
Okay.
I know I own at least one other version, because I mean, I've had so many versions of those games at this point, including the originals. Well, I never had an original version of Knuckles, but... let's see, yeah, I've owned, like, you know, like all the Genesis era ones, you know, like the Genesis and the CD, because of that fucking remake that they put on the PSN, and I was just like, I need to play this classic Sonic game that everyone says is the greatest, and they're fucking lying, Daniel.
Yeah, I know.
They're fucking lying cocksuckers when they say that is the greatest Sonic game. That is the worst. I'm pretty sure actually, was it earlier this video or I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like that is the worst classic era Sonic game I've ever. Okay, before the fucking Game Gear.
Well, you're also delusional and haven't played 3D Blast again yet.
Right.
So, but admittedly, like
the
that,
thing is, though,
even though that's
did not have a gameplay mechanic and level design that was completely counterintuitive to said gameplay mechanic.
Oh my god. Sonic CD's worse than 3D Blast.
Boom! Broke your fucking mind right there.
You're just blowing my mind. Holy shit. That is...
Yeah,
I mean, it's true. It's just, like, Sonic CD's so bad it's worse than 3D Blast.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I have Adventure 2, I have... What else? God, I have so fucking... I have... The DS titles, you know, the Rush Adventure, which are good Sonic games.
Yeah, those are good Sonic games.
The fucking mini levels in between Rush Adventure suck dick if you're not playing the jet ski thing.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, wait till that shit turns into fucking Wind Waker boat battle.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, it was because like when they had like the little boat thing, I was just like, okay, I'm on a jet ski. This is really cool. It's very Sonic-y. This is a great idea. This is a lot of fun, and it utilized the touchscreen and everything. It was a fantastic thing they did. And then...
So, real quick, instead of transitioning and, like, ending, like, instead of fading to a result screen and then going to Zone 3, it just, like, I hit the flag at the end of Zone 2, and then it became this, like, epic lead-up to the boss battle.
Yeah, I'm noticing. That's really cool.
It is really cool, because no other Sonic does that. I've seen plenty that do, like...
Shit, why wasn't Sonic 4 like this?
I don't know why Sonic... Do you own Episode 2 of Sonic 4?
Yeah, I own both of them.
Okay.
Oh, God, yeah, there's other Sonic. Yeah, I pretty much... I own a lot of the modern Sonic. Well, not a lot of them. Okay, I should rephrase
You don't own any of the Wii ones except for Colors.
Yeah, because Colors was... To me, Colors is the only truly good 3D Sonic game.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, Adventure 2 is serviceable. Like, you know, it has a lot of the same issues that Adventure 1 had... You know, and I think it's serviceable overall. Like,
I think Sonic Adventure 2 is an easy 8.5 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
You give it that high, huh?
Yeah.
Because like
I give Sonic Adventure 1 like a 7. And from there, it just goes downhill. Like, Sonic Generations gets a 6 from me. Because it just controls, like, okay.
See, like,
it runs and controls like garbage. It just does. Maybe the controls in 3D in the Sonic Adventure is kind of loose. It's not as tight as you would want it to be because you're going fast.
Right.
But fucking... Yeah, no, like, Generations playing in 2D feels like garbage.
Right.
Fucking mind-boggling.
I honestly didn't hate the 2D gameplay. It took me a while to get used to the fact that this wasn't really Sonic. I don't know how Sonic fans can throw a shit fit over Sonic 4, yet like.
But love Generations.
Yeah, like they're like,
because
oh,
they're
they
assholes.
fixed the physics. It's just like classic Sonic.
Because
I'm like, no, it isn't. This is weird, and like your jump arc is predetermined and not based off of physics. You can't roll into a ball as soon as you hit the ground running. So that leads to you running into enemies consistently. Like, there are a lot of classic Sonic gameplay elements that, like, if you've played a lot of classic Sonic games that you just cannot fucking do in
And it
that
doesn't
game.
gain anything by losing those. It just is worse.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it limits how you can play the game. And especially, it fucks with your expectations because you think you can... you expect it to play like a classic Sonic game.
Because it's dressing up as one.
Yeah.
Which is good enough for most people.
Yeah, and, it's like, oh, look, it's short, fat Sonic. That's what you've always fucking wanted, right? You didn't actually want something that properly resembled a classic Sonic game. You just want fat, pudgy Sonic's ass
Which,
back.
to be fair, like, by Sonic 3, we didn't even have fat, pudgy Sonic. Hell, I would argue that Sonic 2 wasn't exactly fat, pudgy Sonic. Like, that weird revisionist version that they made for that game doesn't look right. But none of that's the point. It controls like shit. Like, I made a whole video about how shit that game was based on the demo. Like, it's called pixel bitching. If you want to look at it, people, which I really suggest, go fucking, go to our video part and just use the search function, put in pixel
ignore
bitching.
all the comments of people going, it's the demo, you asshole, we're gonna
Because that is exactly how the final game controls, which, they don't redo the entire engine.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you were talking about how the arc of the jump is predetermined, like the height of your jump. Fun fact, it's even worse than that. It's worse than not physics-based predetermined. The stage can influence it. For example, if you're standing at the top of a lip and you move slightly, like, you know how Sonic has those half pipes. You're standing at the top of one of those lips and you move ever so slightly and jump, you jump 3 times as high as you should. You jump as high as you would if you were going full speed up that half pipe.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, there's all sorts of tiny details like that, which I found out after I made that pixel bitching video, and I'm like,
right. It's just there's just so many elements of like that game that just, like I said, like that predetermined jump arc always fucked with me because it looks like a classic Sonic game, so I expect like, okay, I'm going this fast, I'm jumping at like the arc should be here, and then like I end up missing my target because it's not based off of, it's not based off of any real physics. It's just based off of what the game says I should be jumping at that point in the level. Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty jank as hell, and I don't like it, not one bit.
Yeah,
I hate Sonic Generation, and I feel like people who love that game are mostly in it for the fan wink.
Yeah,
which is fine. Like, I feel like there's a lot of really good art in that game. There's a lot of really good art.
There's some good music too.
And conceptually, I believe that that's not a terrible idea. Sure, it's fan pandering, but, whatever.
Right.
It's okay, because it's not like they did that constantly. Like, it's not like it was a crossover fighter. I get tired of crossover fighters doing that same timeline, but for Sonic, it was interesting because they found it as a way to represent 2 different eras of Sonic.
Right.
Gameplay-wise and character design-wise.
Yeah. The thing is, oh god, let's talk about the game, like the 2 different types of gameplay. Like, I really, really hated how there's this weird inconsistency because like certain later Sonic games had like their own unique gameplay elements, and they try to implement those into certain levels and stages based. Like Sonic Colors had the fucking colors, the wisp. And it's like, this is weird because you're not gonna have this gameplay mechanic and or the fucking Lightspeed dash. That's one that really fucked me. Only having it in one stage. Yeah, that was super
weird
fucking
bullshit.
Weird. I don't know why the hell you just had the Lightspeed dash all the time. Like, why not just make it an integral part of the gameplay?
You know what actually gets me more than that?
What?
Lost World having Colors aliens. The 3DS platformer, I believe the Wii U also did, but I've been spending a lot of time with, and that's just awful.
Yeah, like honestly, I wouldn't mind if the Wisp were just okay, now we're gonna be doing that in every Sonic game now. Like, I would be kind of okay with that.
I would prefer if they had a tagged on mechanic, it at least be unique per game.
Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, then again, then we end up with shit like Sonic Unleashed. So, I don't know.
Well, that wasn't a mechanic that was implemented in all earnesty. Like, that, or earnestness. Yeah. That was put in so they could pad out the game. And they admit that themselves.
Yeah, they do. Like, it's just so weird that, like, Sonic Colors is so goddamn good. And then, like, all these other 3D Sonics, like all the prior ones and the future ones are either mediocre or garbage.
I'll have you know, I have a feeling that Sonic Colors can be as good as Sonic Adventure 2, but I don't expect it.
Alright, that's fair enough.
And of course, I'm speaking my own preference.
Right.
It's not like... What a shitty name for a level. Robotnik Winter.
Yeah. See, for me though, is like, you know, because with Sonic Adventure 2, you know, you have, you know, those kind of loose control issues. You had a lot of clipping issues, like you had in Sonic Adventure. Those problems aren't fixed. And then you have
not entirely, no.
Yeah.
It is better, but it's not perfect.
Yeah, it's still like, they're there, they're just not as egregious as they were before.
Yeah.
And you had those issues. You had, I mean, you know, a lot of people hate Tails and Robotnik's levels. A lot of people hate Rouge and Knuckles levels. And so, like, people only really play it for, like, that third of a game.
So here's the thing with me, right? I don't like later Tails levels. I feel like some of the earlier ones are okay, but the desert one is that's a fucking nightmare. That's a nightmarishly terrible game, or level, because it has the quicksand.
Right.
I'm really glad we're doing this at 60, so that way people can really see the slowdown. I don't know if that's bad emulation or the game originally had it. I'm pretty sure the game originally had a lot of slowdown here. But yeah. I don't know. We'll see when we get to Adventure 2 and colors and stuff.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
I'll probably need to join in for those.
No, you don't get to join in for either. Yeah. You only get shitty Game Gear Sonics. And this one, in Tails Adventures.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't played Tails Adventures yet canonically.
This is true.